All right, good morning. As you know, I'm Sergeant First Class Van der Graaf, and today we'll be going over your 18 Charlie FTX brief. This is in accordance with the 18 Charlie Committee, POI, and safety standards. All right, biggest thing, understand that you'll be held accountable for all points explained in this entire brief. You are expected to know this brief and understand why these rules and standards are in place. Failure to comply with these rules and regulations will result in consideration for relief, recycle, as this is part of your evaluation. So I couldn't get the projector to work today, so you guys will be able to review this at your own leisure when you guys get your computers. It's in the student folder under 18 Charlie FTX brief. All right, first things first, it's going to be getting warm out, be May, so cold weather, hot weather considerations. Drink plenty of water, take in plenty of electrolytes, keep an eye on your buddy for possible signs of a hot weather injury, ventilate during movement, and notify cadre immediately if you or your buddy are experiencing any hot weather injury symptoms. Hey, that goes for you guys G's too. A couple classes ago we had one of the G's didn't want to carry his water, so he decided to dump it and he almost went down. So keep an eye on them too. They're, brand new privates. They've been in the Army for like 2 days, so make sure you monitor them as well. Wildlife, snakes, poisonous plants, beware of them, consider rolling sleeves down, wear gloves. You guys should be wearing gloves anyways when you handle demo, so that shouldn't be an issue. Check for ticks, beware of ants. Don't set your security line down in an ant farm. All right, if you guys have any allergies to medication, inform cadre and the medic. Do not fire or point weapons at anyone within 5 meters unless aimed at a 45-degree angle away from them. So that goes into play with the whole safety kill thing. We'll be using sim rounds, so close kill, safety kill applies. If there is an injured student, stop the patrol or assault and notify the cadre immediately of the situation. All right. Injured cadre, assist the cadre as needed. If the cadre isn't able to speak or is completely unconscious, locate the cadre's radio and call the base camp. Identify yourself and inform the base camp of the situation and location. Take all instructions from the base camp. Provide any first aid needed to stabilize casualty. Shouldn't be an issue, but hey, you never know. All right, iPro will be worn at all times during movement and during the assault on the target. iPro will always be worn. Not too much of a stickler on this, but if we constantly catch you guys with your iPro on your head and stuff like that, especially when you're handling the demo, it's going to turn into minor safety violations, and then 2 minors equals major, and that's a recycle. So that's the last thing you want, right? All right. Water crossing, students will not cross any water source that is deeper than waist deep without a cadre present. If no cadre is present during movement, an alternate crossing location will be found and used. Basically what this boils down to is when you guys are planning your routes to your targets, when we receive the brief, we'll let you guys know if you're able to use that water crossing or not. And most of you guys are going to try to use the bridges anyways. So you blow them up, I recommend doing that. Use of black emergency radio. All maneuver elements will conduct a radio check with the cadre and gain permission to leave the wire in accordance with your SOI. This means a radio check will be conducted prior to leaving the wire. This means a radio check will be conducted prior to leaving the wire. Do not leave until you get a hold of us. Once a radio check has been conducted and the maneuver element has been granted permission to leave, they'll eventually continually monitor the black radio the entire time they're outside of the base camp. Lost communications with black emergency radio. Hey, so out there, they got radio repeaters and stuff, but signal's garbage. So use your combo pace plan. You guys will have 152s. You also have ASIPs, black radios. So do whatever it takes to get a hold of us, especially if something bad happens. We're not always going to be with you when you guys have recons out. We'll come out and check on you. You guys will have the dog trackers on you, but we're not going to be with you 24/7. So again, maintain comms. All right. If cadre is unable to make contact with any maneuver element at any time through the black radio, we will come looking for you. If you hear 3 long blows of a horn, that is the cadre trying to find you. All right. So if you hear the 3 long blows, attempt to contact the cadre on the black radio and then move towards the car horn. All right. Live demo and pyro. We will handle it as if it is on the range. Any misuse, negligence, or unsafe acts will be dealt with immediately and handled as per 18 Charlie Committee safety violation instruction signed by each of the students at the beginning of the 18 Charlie course. During missions, all demo will be located within a ruck or assault pack, not in a student's pocket. Rucks and day packs will not be thrown or dropped. Demo will also be separated from initiating systems, and they will also be well protected as per what you guys learned in Calc in Place. Time systems will be calculated and built by only one of the assigned 18 Charlies for each mission. So each mission will have a junior Charlie and a senior Charlie. The senior Charlie will do RAMs and the junior will do time system. The time standard for the M700 time system is plus or minus 5 seconds as per Calc in Place. Caps can be crimped without an instructor present, however, you must wear eyebrow. And don't do it in the HUD, move away from the HUD. M81s and 60s can be attached to time systems while constructing them. Again, like Calc in Place, time systems will have 100 mile an hour tape attached to the fuse igniter end of the time system. On the tape, there will be the name of the individual that built it, the date it was built, and how long the time is for that system. All non-electric time fuse firing systems will have an 18 to 20 inch det cord loop used for tying in. For some reason, you guys didn't do that in Calc in Place, some of you guys, so make sure you have that. RAMs, base camp, program the RAMs receiver, test the RAMs, test the M6 electric blasting cap using the M151 tester, and reshunt the cap. Be sure to ground yourself. Yeah, no changes to that. On target, check continuity and arm the RAMs in accordance with your SOP. Ensure that you rehearse your firing the whole sequence to know when to arm. That's huge. Firing the whole sequence is huge out here, and a lot of times guys will be real shaky on it, and that's how safety violations happen. All right, so make sure you guys rehearse that. 1/3, 2/3 rule, right, with rehearsals. All right. While arming the RAMs, ensure the M6 electric cap is placed under a rucksack or assault pack that does not contain any demo. A lot of guys like to make these little Ziploc bags and fill them with sand, tape them up. That's fine too. I mean, you have to carry it, but I mean, seems to be the common theme. Okay, so neither the line main, ring main, or any other portion of the charges will be handled once any initiating system with a cap on it is attached to the line or ring main when it is live or training det cord. So procedures for tying in an initiating system. Secure and prep initiating system. Oh, hey, real quick, going back to RAMs. So a couple classes ago, there's a little bit of confusion about guys testing caps up on base camp. We're not going to do that, okay? Not without cadre present. Not only that, but you know, this is an unconventional warfare environment, so you don't know what kind of resupply you guys are going to have, so you don't want to just blast through caps. You don't want to blow through your supply without knowing when you're going to get more. So limited supply of electric blasting caps. Don't just trust the process. All right, it's going to be fine. All right. Procedures for tying in initiating systems. Secure and prep initiating systems. Do not make contact with any portion of the line main, ring main, or any other charges on the target. Obviously, check the target to make sure that no cadre or teammates are handling any of the charges, branch lines, ring main, line main, or target. So some of these targets, 1st Battalion out of Camp McCall doesn't like us to blow live det cord on them. It leaves marks on the concrete and stuff like that. So if you guys see us cutting your charges off the ring main and then pulling it off to the side and tossing it in the wood line or whatever, don't freak out and don't tie in until you're told to by a cadre. All right. Okay. So here's a huge one. Scan the target area and ensure minimum required personnel team members are on target, i.e. 18 Charlie's teams aren't local security. So you guys want to make sure you have accountability. Last class, we actually had 2 guys that had to come home because accountability was lost, charges were tied in, demo was burning, and then all of a sudden there was an ant trail of guys running right past the prime charges. I don't know why they were not moving towards MSD, but since accountability was lost, it turned into a major safety violation. We can't have that because not only, the biggest thing is it turns into a safety issue. I mean, at any time, if it would have been a couple minutes later, I mean, it would have been running right past a pretty significantly large live dead core ring main, and you know that's where it gets down to life, limb, and eyesight. So we can't have that. All right, if utilizing MDI, you won't be using MDI out there. After you tie it in, proceed with your fire on the whole sequence, and then be prepared to receive further guidance from cadre on the target. All right. General camp ops. So team breakdown. So we got 9421 and 9422. You guys are already familiar with this base camp Snyder breakdown as far as like where the little chow hall is. Cadre hut is over by the pond down the road. Bathrooms, water buffalo, generator, medic, all that. There will be a medic. He'll stay with the cadre. He'll come out every day and do a sick call. And then if there's any issues, obviously we'll get him out to you guys. He'll be on hand while we're actually actioning targets. Planning day will be set up in a large section of the team buildings. There's terrain models, briefing space, and SOPs need to be put on butcher block and briefed to cadre. That's where you guys will keep all your gear locked up and everything too, and then you guys will sleep on the other side. Team huts need to be kept clean and organized, so sweep and trash empty daily. Do not eat in the team huts because that's how you get rodents in there. I mean, there's already rats and stuff out there at Snyder, so we don't want them in the sleeping areas. Both S4 buildings will be kept clean and organized. After each mission, when munitions are offloaded and supplies that were used for missions are returned, ensure that things are put back into place and that rooms remain organized. Don't just like toss hydrogel and stuff all over the place. Make sure it's organized and clean. You guys are 18 Charlie students, so you want to make sure now you start to get that organizational pattern down. Chow hall, again, all food needs to be eaten in the chow hall, but it needs to be clean following each meal. You guys will be eating your MREs the majority of the time out there, but once you guys do get hot chow, every morning you guys will need to empty those mermites into trash bags, and trash bags need to be taken outside, and mermites will be picked up by some of the ATOTs and taken over to McCall. So the water buffalo will be checked every day and will never be below half full. Real world, if you guys are on a fire base and a lockdown occurs and you don't have enough water supply to last, yeah, tough lesson learned. I've actually had that happen to me in Afghanistan where we almost went black on water because we couldn't get air resupplied, and that was pretty rough. You don't want that to happen. Water is a necessity. It needs to be attended to daily. During warm weather months, the shower point water tank will be filled daily. I don't think you guys will be worried too much about showers for the first week. So generator will be switched once daily. It prevents excessive wear and tear on a single generator, and it extends the service life of the generators. Prior to starting the generator, check the oil, antifreeze, and fuel levels. Don't let those things run dry because repriming them is huge pain in the ass, all right? Do not let it run dry or we'll take it away. You guys want power. Designate 2 individuals per team as S4 reps. 100% inventory of all issued equipment as well as all weapons every day after every single mission, actually. So don't let that slip through the cracks. I know that brings me another point too. So if anything comes up missing, notify cadre immediately. Don't let it sit on the back burner for a couple days because we're going to go out looking for it in the woods. And if we can't find it, then, well, you guys might be going home for it. All right. So don't let that slip through the cracks. Fire guard, you guys are responsible for coming up with the fire guard schedule. So that's on you. Just make sure you always have somebody awake. All right, basic scenario is that each team has been infiltrated into a denied area with limited resources or resupply considerations. Each team is actually at a different fob or base camp will act as such. There will be no crosstalk and all information, guidance, intelligence will go and come directly through hire, which is cadre. If there's any evidence of cross-talking between teams, punitive action will be taken and schedules will be dictated as cross-talking ruins the scenario. Integrity violation is huge and you will go home for it. So the tactics are the SUT standard, no change from that. Treat everything outside Camp Snyder as hostile, i.e. buildings, vehicles, personnel, tech, etc. There's going to be a lot of people out on the call, so don't interfere with other training, whether it be SFAS or SUT, whatever. Just continue to patrol, stay away from them. You don't have to dive into the river every time you see another group of students out there, but again, don't just waltz right through the middle of them. You guys have your packing list for the rucks or day packs. You at least need to have 4 quarts of water, an MRE, and an extra uniform, socks, and t-shirt with you guys at all times during missions. RFIs, RFSs for missions need to be consolidated as much as possible and brought to the cadre hut. So not going to be brought to us. You guys are going to call it up over the ASIP to Snake Oil 2-0, which is the B team that's going to be run by the ATOTs, and then they'll bring it to us. What else? All sensitive items will be tied down, no exceptions. Uniform is going to be multi-cam top and bottom. You don't need to wear patches. At least wear U.S. Army name tag and rank, but you don't have to wear unit patches because, I mean, you end up losing them anyways. All right. Last couple points real quick. There will be no questions on target directed to the cadre from any student being evaluated. This is your time for evaluation, not to ask the cadre for instruction. So obviously it shows a lack of confidence and proficiency in your MOS training. We're going to stand there and just watch you, okay? So don't be sitting there trying to ask us questions about, hey, what do I do next? You should know this. If you don't know, you shouldn't be an 18 Charlie. No sour knots will be used to tie in branch lines. Just use a Girthis with an extra turn, or Gregor knot, whatever. All right. So that's the basic overview for your 18 Charlie FTX brief. At this time, do I have any questions? All right. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can reference the 18 Charlie FTX brief in the student folder on the flash drive when you guys get those. And this is all in accordance with the 18 Charlie POI. So make sure you adhere to it. All right, that's all I got. Go ahead and take 5.